such a channel.
Oh, he knows.
Do you think he knows?
No, he
He's
knows.
the only journalist, real journalist.
Yeah.
Really.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
We need somebody who is going to be with us. We need to all be together. We cannot
And see,
meet.
humor gets around this, but the other thing I was just hearing that a lot of so-called comedians have been taken out too. So, but because they can get away with it with humor, you know, but they're selling the truth, and that's why so many people listen to Jon Stewart.
Yeah, it's true.
But, Suzanne, just to go on, why have so many people, several real good comedians have passed over lately, and they're young.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And I miss him like a personal friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a tape I'll give you to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, this question has come back again and again because for people it doesn't make sense, especially in a case when people commit suicide. It's a more difficult story to accept, especially in a society where it has been seen as something bad. In fact, it is not, because remember, we come here to really experience it all. So there's no judgment. And so that was one of his possibilities, to also experience what it is like to commit suicide. And this suicide was his way of leaving the planet in the way that was going to touch most souls. Because what is happening at the moment is all the light bearers, all the light workers are trying to touch souls. We're trying to open hearts. It's our job. That's what we do. And for him, he was done with his lessons on earth. And it was his plan. He was going to leave at that time. And so his most majestic way of leaving it and be so appreciated and get so much, you know, so many hearts all across the globe to really open was that way. So we, in fact, can be fully at peace with it. The angels have been repeating it many times. I even had a connection with him. It was quite exciting, it really was, because he was also one of our darling actors with my daughter. She loved Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
We watched it maybe 30 times, maybe more, I don't know. And so it was really like you said, that it touched us as if a friend had been leaving. And so that's why I was asking. But it was a brilliant way of leaving, to touch people. So we can really congratulate him for doing that.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm really touched by what you've said about the future and particularly the next few years. And of course, 2016 is an election year. And I'm wondering, is this more positive world going to come about politically? And, you know, like, I'm thinking, who's going to be president? And, you know, it looks like Hillary is a possible candidate, but, you know, a lot of people support her. What can you tell us about that whole situation?
Yeah, that's interesting that for angels, they're never going to give you the lotto numbers or the, you know, or who is going to be the president and that. But what they show is the potentials. And the potentials are very high that we're going to be evolving towards a situation where we finally elect representatives of our governments that have a higher vibration, which we already did with Obama. Obama was a very highly evolved soul who was even brought in from a different galaxy, not even from
Yeah, no
here.
wonder they said he was a foreigner.
See, he truly was. And so he was supposed to come in, and the time he came in, because it would be the exact right time, according to the agreements that had been made with the souls of those dark ones we keep speaking of, where they would finally abandon their free choice of darkness and would finally turn to the light, but they did not. They extended, they loved their power, their money, everything so much that they remained with that same orientation. And so,
Wait a minute.
Let's hear what she has to say. So what?
yeah, so accordingly, Obama did not have the possibility to be the one in place governing. He had really his hands tied in the back, and somebody is still doing the whole legislation and government, still for the profit of a very, very few. And so it's been that time when just very few people who have that dark orientation were in power on the planet. and the many had no possibility. We're shifting that. We are completely shifting it. You've seen it happening in many countries. We've had so many countries with a dictator as a government, and they're almost all gone.
Yeah.
Almost all of them. Partly even replaced by women in place. If you look at Chile, it's now a woman who is doing a very good job.
Yeah.
If you look at Germany, Germany is apparently
Yes,
the only
thank God
country
for
in the
her.
world that already has 1 foot in the first dimension. And Germany is ruled by, not ruled because she doesn't rule, she's cooperating by Angela Merkel. She does an excellent job.
She's the one who initiated these meetings.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she met with Obama. And
Yeah.
I know from what I have read and so on, I mean, he was threatened and given a document when he got in about what was what.
Yeah.
And his
Absolutely.
children, etc. You know.
If you look at him, you're going to see how old he looks.
Yeah.
He even talks about his gray hair now.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, they all go
But
gray.
you have to
Yeah.
imagine that what he has been facing has
Yeah.
been death threats all the time, and not only of himself but his family, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
And he himself does not know. I would like to go see him and tell him, "Don't worry, Barack, you're going to be okay." Because the angels have said that all along. They've said, "Don't worry, he won't." Because I remember the day when he was elected.
Oh
my
my
daughter
God.
and I, and we were with a few friends together. We cried. We
Yes,
were
we
so
all did.
happy. He made it. He made it. He made it.
And I was so proud of America of electing
Yeah.
a black man. Oh my God,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So
But
then
what they did
afterwards,
that
he
he
did not
was
have
elected.
the possibility to bring in what he wanted to. Apparently, within the upcoming 2 years, there'll be more. And we've just recently seen something. He started to offer the possibility for 2 years of study without paying. Because at the moment, what has happened here?
What about 2 years what?
2 years college.
2 years of
Oh,
community
yeah,
college
college.
for free for all American students. American students, by the way, if you have noticed,
I
can
don't.
go study in Germany for free because Germany is so disappointed and upset for American students who
Wow.
have to pay what they have to pay
Yeah.
in order to be able
Wow.
to study.
Wow.
Ah, thank you. Great. Yeah. So
But you
Germany
know-
has offered that to all American students. They can come for free. And
And Obama, you know, he could have gotten swayed too, because he brought in the other cabal right when he was elected, you know, Summers, et cetera, et
Well,
cetera.
you
But
know,
it could have been because of the threats.
yeah.
But also,
absolutely.
since we are all one, that the ones that we call the dark ones or what have you, until we clear that up in
Yes.
us, we will be free when we are free.
Absolutely. Remember I said that at the beginning? That as long as we still have any form of darkness within
Yeah.
ourselves, we cannot hope that the whole world will be
Yeah.
pure. That doesn't work because since we are all one, our energies connect. So absolutely, that's a very, very
And
good.
that's our hope.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. And I think we've moved beyond the hope. I think we've moved into the now realization. That's what is now going to be unfolding for us. You know, simply like when the energies are so strong, then things happen. There's no other way. I was shown, that's the dream I was starting to tell about before, but then I answered the question. In my dream, I was shown that I was playing with a tiny, tiny little domino, and I was putting it vertically in front of a whole series of other dominoes, the last one being as big as me. And when I pushed the first little domino, that tiny one, then every domino pushed further the next one, until the last one fell, all of them. And that was a very, very vivid dream. And amazingly enough, the next day on Facebook, there was a video with exactly that.
Oh my God.
Yes, you might still encounter it because it was just recent, and there was exactly a video of that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, great. So it's really happening. We have a big, big responsibility, each one of us. We can be that little domino. We can think, well, I'm not the president, and that doesn't matter. We can just push that one domino, and zop, the whole line goes.
And just one message. The day that Obama got elected, I got a message that next one is going to be Clinton. I don't know
The
from
next
where.
one's gonna be what?
Clinton, Hillary Clinton is going to be president.
Oh,
We will see if it's going to happen or not.
Well, maybe it'll be the divine Hillary. You know?
What I was going to ask was that, supposing it is Hillary who has her negative components, although I think basically she's a good person, can we send her love and light? Can
Yes.
we help to
Yeah,
influence
exactly.
that?
Just like we did with Bush. We did not appreciate Bush, maybe, even though we're not supposed to say who we appreciate or not. But the only way to help him, just like it would be for Hillary, is to send them all the light we can. Absolutely, for everyone. Every time we notice somebody who has their difficulties to raise their consciousness in whichever way possible, let us send love, let us send the light. If we go in to criticize them and saying, oh, they're bad, that's already an energy that we have sent to them that is heavier, that is a negative form.
Maybe we can create Elizabeth Warren instead.
Oh, really?
Yes, that would
Oh,
be
well,
okay.
That would be nice, huh?
That would be nice.
The
That would be
divine,
nice.
our divine right leaders.
Yeah, it's going to come. It's going to
Yeah.
come. Absolutely. So, yes, Chris?
Yeah, just one last question on angels. How do you really know that if you want to get in touch with an angel, how do you really know that you are in touch, and what kind of feedback will you look for? I mean,
So what we're going to be doing, and then we're going to see if everybody still has the time for it. I'd like to go into a meditation, and that's where you're going to have time this time. It's not anymore just a short, quick one to see if you get there. It's going to be a real one where you're going to have your experience, you're going to meet your angel, you're going to receive a healing. And what happens is I will be asking you to really, really fully surrender, completely participate, not even try to stick to my words or what, just let yourself really go into it. And if you're interested with what I was saying while you were maybe even deeper, you can always write your email address out there. There is a paper where you can write it, and I'll be emailing you the recording. So I'm going to be recording the meditation now.
So let's do that instead of more questions so we have enough
Yeah.
time.
Okay. Is that okay for everybody?
Are you ready?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Very good. So,
Have to have support on the hip.
okay. Is everybody ready for the meditation? Are you going to have...
Oui.
Oui. Très bien. Tout le monde parle français. C'est bien.
I
Super.
noticed that you had those pictures under
Sorry.
platforms.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I teach a lot, to be aware of every one of our thoughts.
Yeah.
Every thought we have will leave an imprint on our energy body, and so. And today I can't see everything. I would like to, but. Okay. So, oh yeah, before we start our meditation, I'm going to use two quotes that I like so very much. And they are from French guys who you might know. I'm sure that all of you have heard of The Little Prince.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Oh, my favorite book.
Yes, me too. If I had to live on an island with one book, I would take that one.
Which one?
Which
Yeah.
one is it?
2 days
The
ago.
Little Prince?
2 days
The
ago.
Little Prince.
The Little
Oh,
Prince,
the Little
Antoine
Prince.
Saint-Exupéry.
Oui. So Antoine de Saint-Exupéry is an author who was amazingly spiritual, and yet because he died in the 1946, at the end of the war, his plane was shot. He was one of the first guys to establish plane connections between Europe and South America, and so he was a very interesting guy, who was an author but a pilot as well, and so. And his book that became so famous, even though he wrote many other books that I all recommend, is Le Petit Prince, so the Little Prince. And there is in there a quote that I simply love so very much. For me, it always makes me almost cry. It's on ne voit bien qu'avec le cœur. L'essentiel est invisible pour les yeux.
Only with the heart you can see.
Yeah, you can only see well with the heart. The essential is invisible for
To
the
the
eyes.
eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
What's his name?
Antoine de Saint-Exupéry.
And the book is The Little Prince.
No, I mean the other book you talked about.
And the second book? The second book is a book by a philosopher and mystic who is also very much appreciated in France and I think also well known in the States. He's called Pierre Teilhard de Chardin.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you know him.
Sure did.
Yeah, and he said that really, really important wisdom. As a mystic, of course, he would say that nous ne sommes pas des êtres humains qui ont une expérience spirituelle, nous sommes des êtres spirituels qui ont une expérience humaine. So, we are not we are not human beings having a spiritual
Right.
experience, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. You know it, see, everybody knows it. And
Didn't know it was them.
yeah, it's Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, and I love that guy. So for those two, if you want to go read their books, they will
We would
inspire
have
you.
liked your mother to be married to him and not the Pope.
Yeah, see, that would have been great. I see that Suzanne knows everything. That would have been great. Yeah. So to guide you into the meditation, that's the reason why I wanted to take those two quotes. First, our angels are nothing that we really truly see with our eyes. We are going to feel them with our heart. Yeah. And then knowing that we truly are spiritual beings having a human experience, that helps us open the door to trusting that we can have the experience of going back to being a spiritual being. We can give ourselves permission. Because for many people, there is still kind of a blockage, an intellectual blockage that says, oh, that can't be true, and I can't go there. And that. So try to give yourself permission to go there, to just allow what is going to happen for you. Yeah?